Welcome to the RK Reviews. Today's video is about the top 5 best PC gaming controllers in 2023. Through extensive research and testing, I have compiled a list of options that will fulfill the needs of different types of buyers. So, whether it's price, performance, or its specific use, we've got you covered. For more information about the products, I have included links in the description box below, which have been updated for the best prices. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get started. Number 5. Sony DualSense Controller. If Sony's DualSense controller were fully supported in Windows, it would be the hands-down winner. While we cannot give it a full-throated endorsement, call it an honorable mention, the DualSense has its place in PC gaming. It's a little more expensive than the Xbox controller, but the DualSense feels great in the hand, looks slick, and it makes Sony games more immersive with myriad high-end features. The DualSense has a symmetrical layout compared to the Xbox controller, which has one thumbstick higher than the other. The buttons and D-pad don't exhibit any wobble, and the press is solidly tactile. In our testing, the DualSense layout is more comfortable, but the trademark shape buttons won't match the controls in non-Sony games. However, functions will map to the same button locations as they would on an Xbox controller. PlayStation 5's controller works as a generic wireless Bluetooth controller in Windows, but you'll have to connect it over USB for the best experience. We tested USB-C to C and C to A cables successfully. That allows games optimized for the DualSense to access its advanced hardware features. Sony has ported a dozen popular PS5 games on PC so far, and it plans to continue doing so. When paired with an optimized game, the DualSense can leverage all its awesome custom features, including haptic feedback so precise it can simulate the feeling of raindrops. The tension in the triggers also adjusts based on what's happening in the game. For example, firing a bow feels physically different than firing a gun, and it's used extensively in Sony's games. There's even a speaker that plays select game audio to further immersion. If you want to get the most from popular titles like Spider-Man, God of War, and Returnal, the DualSense is a must-have. Altogether, Sony and other developers have enabled DualSense features on about 30 titles, with more on the way. The DualSense has a built-in battery that's good for about 7 or 8 hours. We like the integrated solution versus Microsoft's continued reliance on AA batteries, but the DualSense goes dead a bit too fast. Still, that only matters if you're using it in Bluetooth mode. Number 4. 8BitDo Ultimate Bluetooth Controller. 8BitDo made its name with retro-styled budget gamepads, but its Ultimate Series controllers are worthy of even the most intense AAA games. The Ultimate Bluetooth controller, as the name implies, has Bluetooth for use with smartphones and the Nintendo Switch. There's a 2.4 GHz mode that works better with PCs, and it comes with the necessary 2.4 GHz receiver inside the included charging dock. It also has a USB-C port if you don't have the dock handy or prefer wired gameplay. The 8BitDo Ultimate Bluetooth controller is slightly smaller and lighter than the Xbox controller, but it feels very solidly constructed. We also appreciate the Hall effect thumbsticks, which use contactless magnets instead of the potentiometers in most controllers. Thumbsticks are often the first component to go, causing the input to drift during gameplay. This won't happen with Hall effect sensors in the 8BitDo Ultimate. That's not the only advanced feature. The 8BitDo gamepad also has rear-facing paddle buttons, which you can assign controls or even macros using the 8BitDo Ultimate software. The interface is a little confusing at times, but it gives you full control over button mapping, thumbstick active areas, vibration intensity, and more. The internal battery is good for at least 18 hours of gameplay, so you don't have to buy a separate battery or burn through AAs like the stock Xbox controller. The only problem for PC gamers will be the ABEC button layout, which follows the Nintendo Switch design. It'll take some time to adjust if you're moving from an Xbox controller. Number 3. GameSir T4 Kaleid. A transparent controller design isn't seen all too often these days, especially among the best Nintendo Switch controllers. The GameSir T4 Kaleid is the latest multi-platform controller from GameSir, and it's available for use on PC, Android TV, and Nintendo Switch. Because despite the number of features on offer here, it might be one of the cheapest controllers worth buying right now. Somewhat most notably, the offset or asymmetrical sticks are Hall sensor ones, meaning you won't encounter stick drift with this controller despite it being much cheaper than a lot of the alternatives. On the textured grips of the T4 Kaleid, you'll find 2 back buttons. These are excellently placed where my middle fingers wrap around the controller and take absolutely no displacement of my hands to use. If you're a PC player looking for a semi-decent controller to use in third-person games, shopping can be tough. You want a cheaper brand, but you want quality, and you want something that will last you. The T4 Kaleid is that controller, and its price is insanely affordable in the current market. Number 2. Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro. The Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro is the best PC controller on the market right now. From its solid feel in the hand to its massive array of customization options, from its speed and response times to its endless supply of extra buttons, there's something special about this gamepad. We particularly enjoyed the accessibility options baked into this modular design in our own testing. That goes hand in hand with the build quality, being a larger than average gamepad with a suitably heavier, more substantial feel. We did notice that this extra weight makes the whole controller feel a little front heavy, but it never influenced comfort or the ability to reach any of the buttons. Similar to the Razer Wolverine line, it's wired, but this approach means that there is zero latency in the response time, perfect for those gaming sessions where milliseconds matter. Plus, we appreciated the ability to circumvent Microsoft's wireless connections when hooking the eSwap X Pro up to a console. It's in the surplus of extra buttons, including the phenomenal feeling triggers and the 4 on the face, that elevate this controller above its similarly priced competition. There are many customization options due to the modular components, and we found it easy to adjust the controller as needed when switching games. It also means you are able to choose between a symmetrical or asymmetrical style depending on what you prefer. If you've been waiting on a great-feeling modular controller that finally allows you to swap the positions of the D-pad and left analog stick at will, as well as offering customization and extra inputs, then this is the one. The Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro will see you through every genre comfortably and quickly, making it the go-to for the best PC controller available right now. Number 1. Victrix Pro BFG Wireless Controller. Are you tired of hearing that folks who use a controller can't keep up with the raw power of a mouse and keyboard? Because with the Victrix Pro BFG in your hands, that might not be so plain and simple anymore. This controller is designed with elite performance in mind, and thanks to its amazing modular design, you can tailor it to your exact preferences thanks to the suite of attachments that come in the case. Among them is a taller analog stick for precision aiming, multiple D-pad choices, stick gates, and a fight pad module that gives you 6 face buttons. Like the Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro, the modules can also be flipped around so the sticks are symmetrical. Besides being comically stripped back, the controller feels pretty lightweight in the hands and has absolutely no rumble or haptic feedback. This is a controller that's bred for getting the best performances out of you in whatever game you play. It has 4 back buttons that are as comfortable as they are useful, as well as a clever tournament lock mode that stops you from pressing the system buttons during competition, which could result in disqualification. During tests, there wasn't a single game we could throw it at and not have a good time with. Although it's got official PlayStation licensing, it works for PC as well. In terms of value for money, this is absolutely one of the best controllers to hit the shelves in recent years, especially when you consider that it's cheaper than its competition in the PS5 controller arena. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future. It's free. Let us know in the comments down below which best PC gaming controller you're going to choose. If you have any questions related to the products we listed here, leave a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.